April Fool. Should have read the book, mate.
I've gone to a website called Hypothetical-Questions.com, and today I'm just going to bring a few to the table and see how you guys would act in certain situations. So you guys can obviously play along at home, and by play along, I mean listen and think, yeah, I'll do that.
What did you think of the bandana, by the way? Bringing it back.
Oh, I genuinely didn't even notice it.
Subtle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Me and KSI.
Hello guys, how you doing? It's me, JaackMaate. Welcome back to JaackMate's Happy Hour. Stevie's got some popcorn on the table. I think it's in kind of like protest to my anti-popcorn rant the other day.
I got a lot of hate for liking popcorn and a meal deal, and Jack's just been eating my popcorn for the last few minutes.
I never said I don't like popcorn. I said I don't think it's a worthy choice in a meal deal snack. For a snack and a meal deal.
Yeah, this is also a massive bag of popcorn.
Yeah.
But I won't eat much because it's not great for audio.
Well, don't eat any, please.
You might occasionally hear me munching, but
Oh dear.
I'm fat.
Right.
It's
Okay.
allowed.
We are here with one of my favourite guests we've had on Happy Hour so far. Making the double. Robbie Knox is back.
Yes.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I feel like someone who's done well as a sub in the Carabao Cup or something. I've now got put in the UEFA Cup squad or something. Got back in.
I'd like to state, not only are you one of our favourite guests, my mum texted me out of the blue the other day and said that you were her favourite guest.
Oh, that's nice.
I know, she just said that you were the funniest person we've had so far.
Oh, hello, your mum.
I found that the views weren't great, but of all the comments, everyone fucking loves you.
Good engagement, I believe
That's
called.
it.
Yeah.
That is it. But the views haven't been great on this channel for a long time, to be fair. So if you are listening on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your pods, head over to youtube.com/Jacks. What is it?
Happy Hour? Jack's Happy Hour?
Yeah. I didn't know if it was JaackMate's Happy Hour.
This is why it's going so bad.
Right, so Jordan can't be here today. We've roped Robbie in. He's gonna more so in a host role than a guest role.
Doody Robbie. Robbie Rhino, that's better. Robbie Rhino, I like that.
I like that.
Doody Robbie and Robbie Rhino are both better than Doody Rhino.
Why is he called that?
Because he said he liked the doody as presumably as an adjective, and then he just went through one day with his mate and just tried to think of other like objects or animals that would fit it. I still don't know.
Yeah.
I still don't get it.
Anyway, he's not here, so let's not talk about him.
That'll break his heart because he is your number one fan.
I like him too.
You got some T-shirts printed out, didn't you, after the last episode?
Yeah, because you asked me to. I'm not like just sending people T-shirts.
Yeah.
He texted me saying, because I told the story about Noel Gallagher and saying, well, Robbie Knox. You said, you sent a message going, yeah, get some T-shirts up with, well, Robbie Knox, and me and Jordan wear them on videos and promote your channel. Then, all right, might as well. Something to do in it. Nothing. I haven't seen him anywhere. Actually, no, Jordan sent me one picture of him in the gym with it. I think he might have put it on an Instagram story.
So I didn't get one of these T-shirts.
25 quid. Well, you only asked for 2, so don't blame me.
They don't do
I don't know why they
XL.
couldn't share.
Sorry.
Eating the popcorn again.
Oh, what? Because I insulted you. Every time I insult you, you're allowed a little treat. Little dopamine rush.
I won't stop eating.
And that's the issue. No, sorry.
I need more.
Right, stop eating popcorn, please. Right, guys, today I thought for a fun idea, what we'd do, we're going to be... For the last few episodes, I've finished the episode on what I called a theoretical question. Somebody said, it's not theoretical, it's hypothetical.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I don't know what the questions are. I'm not sure, yeah.
It is hypothetical.
It was like,
I imagine you were wrong.
What?
This isn't going to happen, but if it was, what would you do? It's
Yeah.
hypothetical.
So you guys can obviously play along at home, and by play along, I mean listen and think, yeah, I'll do that. I've gone to a website called Hypothetical-Questions.com, and today I'm just going to bring a few to the table and see how you guys, how you guys would act in certain situations.
Okay.
I'm intrigued.
You up for this?
Yeah.
It's a bit
Okay.
like when you go for like a corporate job and they do like psychometric testing or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've never been for a corporate job. I imagine that's what it's like.
I went for a job interview at Weatherspoons once.
Did you?
Yeah, and they asked me, what would you do if someone comes back, says their chips are cold, but the chips aren't cold? What would you do? And that was like, this job's not for me.
Is that the first question? I'd probably get them new chips anyway.
Yeah, I did. I said I would.
Put them back in the microwave like they do.
It's not worth losing a customer over a bowl of Weatherspoon's chips.
No, exactly. When I worked in Canada in ski resort Whistler, they said anyone who worked there could give up to, I think at the time it was like $65, which is like 20, 30 quid of stuff to anyone without having to justify it. Because their argument was if someone was on holiday and they had a bad day because the snow, it was too cold or something like that, and you said, oh, I'll here, have a free hot chocolate each or something like that, they'd go back and rather than tell their friends, oh, I had this, it was really cold or something like that, they say, I just gave us a free hot chocolate, it was great, and then they'll come back and spend $4,000 next year.
Really?
So, yeah, it's quite sensible, isn't it?
Did you give a lot away?
Never did it, no.
Got the pass and never did it. Hypothetical questions with JaackMaate, Stevie White, and Robbie Knox. Right, so first one, you're walking in a forest and you find a black suitcase. Inside it holds £1 million and a piece of paper slightly stained in blood with a single word written on it. That word is don't. Do you take the suitcase? Yes or no?
Is it like a binary choice?
Or
can I?
No. I think it's an open question. You can sort of.
I would. So this is actual blood on it. I know it's blood.
Yep, you know it's blood.
I think I would call the police and inform them of this.
You wouldn't take the money.
No, because I think I'd hope that the money doesn't get claimed. I somehow get it in the future.
Yeah, that is a general rule, isn't it? If you hand something into the police and no one claims it, you get it back eventually.
But I always think, what if you hand something in, no one has claimed it, but one of the police officers have thought, I'll have a bit of that. Yeah, someone got it, mate. Someone come and took it. How do I know who took it? How do I know the police aren't doing it?
Maybe just take a small amount of the money from it and then go, police.
But then what if the blood and the blood-stained don't letter insinuates death upon you? And instead of just taking the whole million, you're just taking like 100 quid or grand, whatever, and then you get murdered. You may as well take the million, surely.
Well, that's not an actual thing. Like, you don't just get murdered if you take some money, sort of thing. You know what I mean? Are you saying there's people watching who are
Yeah,
gonna
but
it
murder
sounds like a
someone?
bit of a trap, doesn't it?
Yeah, because this is hypothetically.
My worry here is that someone's been murdered or something's happened to someone, and I'd want the case to be solved.
More so than be a millionaire.
Yeah.
You're a nice person.
You are a nice person. I feel like this is going to be a
I feel
theme.
like this is going to be disappointing for you.
yeah.
Just all of them.
Spend it on coke and hookers.
Are you saying you?
I'm just intrigued why they had to tell you what colour the suitcase was.
Well, suitcases that are black are like money suitcases. That's like everyone knows that.
Ah, sorry.
Yeah.
I haven't got many. Yeah, I'd probably also call the police. I'm a bit of a pussy. I think that's literally the reason I'd look at that and go, God, no.
So already,
But then again, what if the note was going to say, don't call the police?
have it.
Don't call the police, take it.
No, it just says don't.
Exactly. But like, what? So it's not like ripped and the don't is a start of it, just says don't.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe they were going to say, don't worry where this came from, just have it, it's fine. But they got a paper cut and just bled to death after the first word. So they might possibly have been wanting you to have it, I suppose.
But
What would you do?
I don't know, because I'd like to say the same as you. But I think if I was there, this is the thing. Like, it's easy to say this from the comfort of a nice, warm podcast studio. But when you're actually there, like if I now go home and I'm cutting through Mousehold or something, and there's a little, and I see it for real, how am I not going to be able to take anything? I don't know if I could. I don't know if I'd have that kind of self-control.
I tell you what happened to me the other day. I was going up on the tube in London, up on the escalator, and the man in front, he pulled out his card to get out the gate, and as he was going up, £5 fell out of his pocket, and I picked it up. He didn't know it had happened, and I tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Oh, you just dropped this," and gave it to him. I thought that was a nice thing to do. Then lunchtime that same day, and bear in mind I've never found money ever before, I walked along and there was a £10 note on the floor, and I thought, I wonder if I've got this because of some kind of karma gods. So I thought,
I'm going to
maybe
give that
I
away.
can get a 20. So, but then and I didn't think of this at the time because there was some guy in the street. I thought I should have given it to him, like some homeless guy. But then I gave it away a couple of days later to like I think I was at like kids' school or something. There was some collection or something. But I think because I didn't do it the same day, I didn't get the 20 quid.
Oh, fuck, you should have done it.
How long do you go pushing your luck? Do you go, oh, I've got 20 now? Let's give that away. £50 note.
Oh, mate, I think if I was in Robbie's situation and I gave the 10 away and then I found a 20,
I'd keep going, yeah.
Oh,
You know you've
definitely.
got to stop at some point now. It's like gambling. You're like, oh,
Yeah, I'd keep going.
when's it too
I'd
much?
get to like 50 grand. I think I'd stop.
Nah,
50 grand, that'd be
yeah,
a while.
I don't think you would, though, because you'd be on such a roll. You'd be thinking something has fucked here in this universe. Something has happened now.
Yeah.
Every time I give this half a money or this whole
It
money away,
doubles.
it doubles. Yeah. So you would. I think human curiosity more so than even greed.
Yeah, but imagine if you gave away 50 grand and it didn't happen. Like, because there was some bit of the rule you didn't know, the universe's rule. Maybe you had to give it away to someone with a different letter of the name, but you didn't know this was the rule.
But you just happen to keep doing
and
that.
you happened to by
Yeah.
chance been doing it, but then because you've given one to Derek and Dave, you've now messed it up and you don't get your money and you've just given away 50 grand for no reason. You've got to quit early enough.
This is why you always lose your bets.
Yeah. That is.
You've got to cash out of
Yeah.
karma.
Yeah.
Back to the original question, though.
Um,
We've both said we'll tell the police.
I think I would probably do the same based on the fact that I would love to take the money and I wouldn't not take the money based on it from any moral standpoint because
I'd just be scared.
yeah, that's exactly it. I wouldn't. I'm not bothered. Like it's there. I don't know what's happened. Whatever. If I kind of heard on the news that someone had gone missing or something, then I'd put two and two together. But if no more information came, I would just be worried that if I took anything from that suitcase, the blood-stained letter saying "don't" on it is after me, and I couldn't then that money would be like a burning thing in the back of my mind then that they're going to come for me. Would you rather forget who you were? Or who everyone else was? Deep.
Ooh, this requires a bit of thought here.
So
Yeah.
you forget who you are within yourself.
So you're like, oh, I don't know who I am.
So do you just start as a blank canvas and you have to relearn your? Because I feel like if you still remember everyone else, they can
Yeah.
then help you become yourself again. Whereas if you forget everyone else and you just know who you
So
are,
what? I know who everyone else is, but I don't know anything about what I've done in my life.
Yeah, you forget your
Yeah.
life.
So I know you're Jack, but I don't know where I've met you from.
Yeah.
yeah. But then surely you could then help me become myself again. But then would I trust the people I'm asking? I
I'd rather
know him well enough. I definitely wouldn't trust him to let me know what I've been like.
I'd rather forget myself.
Yeah,
I think
I-
I've got enough shame from my life that I'd probably take it as an option whether or not. I
But like
have
you'd
to.
still remember your kids and everything. So it's like,
Yeah, I people can remind you of things,
yeah,
but then I wouldn't want anyone to know that I'd forgotten everything because then they could make stuff up.
Yeah.
Like, oh, do you remember the time you got your genitals out on TV? Oh no, did I? Oh, it's awful.
You'd believe
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
There's this guy who's friends with my football team. I went to the races a few weeks ago and we're all sat in Wetherspoons. There's this guy sat there and I've never spoke to him, but he seems like a nice guy. And then one guy went to him, he's a metalhead over there. And I went, oh, what, you into your metal, are you? And he went, no, half my cranium's made of metal. So I was like, fucking hell. What happened was he was in Norwich. He was in a nightclub called Essence and he was drunk and it was New Year's Eve and he fell down the stairs, hit his head, cracked his skull open, was in intensive care. There's a reason I tell this story, but he was in a coma for 3 weeks and they said it's unlikely he's ever going to come out. He's not showing any brain activity or whatever. But he come out of it one day. And as he come out of it, one of the other boys from the football team just happened to be there with the guy's dad. And the guy woke up. It was almost like a miracle, as close to a miracle as you can get. And he woke up and he was just like, all right, mate. He was like, what date do you think it is, buddy? He was like, January the 1st. I went out last night. So no time had passed. And then the football mate was trying to be all normal. But the guy's dad went, do you remember your name? And then he was struggling a little bit. And then it was all a bit tense. And then the dad started trying to convince his own son he was gay.
You got to take your shots, don't you?
One of the most sort of like tense moments ever. Hey, remember? You
he's
gay?
he's gonna survive now. So here we go.
Yeah, but he made a full recovery. He just got a metal skull.
You sounded really sad about that at the
No,
end.
I'm just saying.
Oh.
I'm just letting you know, just because there might be people listening that are like, I want to know what happened to metal.
Did he make a full recovery and turn gay?
Loves knobs now. Right. What? Yeah. What was the question? Yeah. So, what, you would forget you, or you'd forget
Forget
everyone else?
myself and then hope I can trust the people around me enough to help me become me again. Probably don't want to be me, so I can help me out be better.
I've got 3 kids as well, so I'd like to know who they are because it's quite nice having kids and watching them grow up. But I wouldn't want to live with just 3 random kids. I'm gonna move out if that's the case.
Yeah. I think we're all unanimous on that one.
Yeah.
Right. You find a book and begin to read only to discover that it is your life. You get to the point that you're at now. Do you turn the page knowing that you are not able to change the events to come? So it's not just like you'll know your death date, you will know everything that happens in life.
Oh, that's deeper.
That's good. Yeah, they're getting better, these, aren't they? But I mean, they were all fine. I just mean they're getting more. I've got to think more about these.
Yeah.
Talk amongst yourselves.
If you turned the page and read do you have to then finish the whole book?
You don't have to. You read as much as you want.
Okay.
You put the book down when you want.
So how do you know this is the case? Is it because you start reading and then things?
Yeah, I think in this sort of like hypothetical scenario, you kind of just know it's true.
Okay.
Like for some.
So maybe it says in the book, where he found a book, and then the book tells him everything from the future, something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
That's how
But then
I'm just
obviously it won't give you like lottery numbers or anything. But
It's your life. So basically, for this to happen, your life, your chain of events have already happened, right? So you
on another
could
timeline.
on another timeline, yeah, you could have won the lottery, right? But the chances are you fucking haven't, right?
Yeah.
Whatever was going to happen is going to happen, but you can read what's going to happen. You can't change it. So if it says, "Oh, we get a guest on here next week, and they absolutely hate you, and they throw acid in your face," right?
I just then can't change it.
You have to still get the guest on.
Why are they bringing acid into the studio?
Because they're cunts. They are.
Next week, whoever the guest is.
April Fool. Should have read the book, mate. If people listen to the audio of the podcast, it doesn't make sense. I just pretended to throw acid in Steve's face. Just had a big ah.
Brilliant.
Oh, I would probably read maybe like the rest of the year. I just don't think I'd want to go further.
I'd keep it with me, and then if something was happening, I could
Oh, what's going to
read
happen
ahead,
here?
like a page at a time.
Oh, that's clever.
Thank you.
How about if we change it a little bit and you have one sitting, as long as it takes, to read as much of as the book as you want, but once you close the book,
You have to burn it.
it combusts. It's a tricky one. I hope
I'm
you
not
guys
sure.
at home
I'd read a little bit to find out maybe. Do you know what I'd do?
Yeah.
I'd read probably the next year or so and go through, and I'd try and find out things that happen in the world. And can I gamble off of it, the back of it?
I don't
if
think
I go,
you can.
No.
Robbie was really happy because Liverpool won the Champions League
No,
final.
because that would then change what happens in the book, because you were happy that Liverpool won, but it didn't ever mention that you
then
won
I wouldn't
money.
read the book at all. There's no benefit to reading the book, is there?
Other than knowledge.
What about if we boil it down to that standard question that often gets asked? Would you know your death date if you could?
Nah.
Do you think it makes it easier for humans to deal with death, the fact that we don't know when it's coming?
Yeah.
Christ, I was not expecting this when I got a text at 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Do you think, because
Yeah, I think if you knew you were going to die
you'd be more
a week
depressed?
on Thursday, it'd be a bit.
Imagine choosing to read that book a year in advance, and it actually only gets 6 months, and then you're dead.
Yeah, that's why, to answer the question, I wouldn't read it, because I don't go to the doctors when I feel like I might be dying, because I don't want to know. So I was like, just take me.
How often do you feel like you're dying?
More often than you'd think.
If you think you're dying, that's when you should definitely go to the doctors.
But I couldn't. Like, I just wouldn't do it. I know it's stupid, but it's kind of like a deeper issue, I think. It's like if I just go, oh, that lump looks a bit dodgy, I'll go, well, I'll be dead.
Jack, if you've got a lump, you should go to the doctor right now. Like, we can do this later. Just...
I wasn't expecting this podcast to take this turn.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, I think if
Throwing acid in face, cancer.
This is the first one where I told entertaining stories about
Yeah.
the Gallagher.
Amusing celebrity anecdotes to
now
this.
It's all about acid throwing.
Yeah.
Jack's testicles or whatever. I'm
We can
guessing,
only
but
assume.
we can't see the lump, so we don't know where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be the only worry. Reading a year in advance, you get 6 months down the line, you see how you die, and then knowing that you can't even then spend the next 6 months living to the best of your life because you've already seen that it has to go that way. So it's obviously an unexpected death. So you can't then change anything. You just have to carry on living life.
Shit, innit?
And I don't like knowing what my Christmas presents are, so I'm definitely not going to want to know what happens for the next year.
Yeah, it does ruin it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'd only read like a week then.
What
Just
about,
hope I don't die next week.
I'd do a week just so I can mess with people, but going, I know what's going to happen, and then I'd stop.
Yeah. Yeah, just for a bit of fun. But
Yeah.
then imagine if you read it and you did die on the Sunday.
I think
The likelihood. It's the same as the ball question we asked Daniel Sloss. It's
I'd probably
the
see how thick the
likelihood.
book is. If it was like a pamphlet, I'd be like, oh, right.
We didn't think of that.
If it was
Yeah.
an Encyclopedia Britannica, then I'd be into it.
Well, how about if you met a little genie? Oh, genies are boring. Let's call it a death dog, right? You met a deaf dog, yeah? Not like a
Say deaf or deaf?
Deaf, TH.
It's a deaf dog. He can't hear a thing you're saying.
No, the dog can hear. He can hear the future. He's a death dog. And he came up to you and he said, he'd speak as well. He can speak.
Okay.
He's a talented dog. And he was like, right, he's like, fuck it, it's a genie.
It's Will Smith.
Yeah, a genie pops up and then he says, right, Robbie, Stevie, Jack, I can give you 50 years life. No, 60 years life, guaranteed.
on top of what we've already got?
What on top of what you've already
Okay.
got, right? 60 years life. You're gonna be pretty just mundane,
Average.
dull, pretty boring, shit. You're not gonna be depressed, but you're not gonna be happy. You're just gonna be you're gonna be trodden through life, downbeat.
You're basically describing
Yeah, I was
me.
going to say, carrying on as we are.
Making videos about potatoes. Like a loser.
No,
Yeah.
so you don't get much happiness. You might get one happy day a year. Right?
Fucking hell, that's
terrible.
miserable. That is
That's
depressed,
not
Jack.
plodding. What's your life like? Like, so just plodding through as normal, one happy day a year? Is that what it's like being you?
No. So, all right, you have a bit of a shit life, but you're
Right.
not depressed enough to end it
Okay.
all.
There's the limit.
Or
Yeah.
you can have 5 more years, but they'll be the best 5 years ever. Every day will be so fun. You'll love it. You get to do all your wildest dreams. Hang out with Death Dog.
You don't want that. This is, and I've got experience. When I used to work at Soccer AM, we'd get like 2 months off in the summer. It was great. But what you needed to do by the time you went back, you didn't want to be doing too much stuff. You wanted to be a bit bored, so you were looking forward to seeing people and getting back to work. If you were doing too much stuff over the summer, if you're away all the time and that, you'd be enjoying it too much, and then you wouldn't want to go back, and then you got 40 weeks where you can't take a holiday, sort of thing. So you need the end of your life to want to die a bit. I think.
Yeah, imagine 5 brilliant years and then you have to die. And
Yeah.
it's like, I don't want to die now. I want this to carry on.
Oh, I'm just going. What are you doing today? Oh, I'm off bungee jumping with Will Smith. What are you doing tomorrow? I'm going to die. It's horrible. I'd much rather what are you doing today? I'm pissing myself in a nursing home.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'm going to die. It's much
Can't
more of a-
wait.
I imagine that's why
Gradual slide.
older people seem much more accepting of death.
Yeah, somewhat. Older guy who seemed quite keen to die. I think. Like I remember my friend Jim, after he'd had kids, so we were probably in our early 30s. My friend Jim, he had a kid the same age as me. He phoned me up and he was going, "Oh, do you know what? I always used to think I just want to live forever and all this, and I don't want to die, but I can see a time where I'm going to go. Yeah, I'll take that.
Really?
Yeah, I can see that. I can see why you would want to die at some point. Not want to die, but go, yeah, all right, I've had enough.
Yeah.
Not right now, but in the future.
Yeah, I get that.
I kind of hope that I do feel that, because obviously the idea of dying now is horrible.
Yeah.
So I'd like a time when I can accept it a little bit more.
Welcome to happy hour, though.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
I mean, they're hypothetical questions. They're not all going to be happy, because if I said to you, would you rather £1 million or would you rather unlimited holidays for the rest of your life? We're going to sit here and go, holidays? It's not
Yeah.
going to matter. It's got to be tricky. It's
Yeah,
got to be
no, I
some...
get it.
Oh, yeah, I'm enjoying it. Having a good time. Just the listeners that are crying.
So this is one that I asked Aeneas Gallagher.
Okay.
So, and this is quite a good one, and this is not a negative one, so it's going to get a bit more chirpy here. You meet another genie. You meet a genie, and the genie says to you, and for some reason, it's whatever this genie says is true. You believe it. I don't know how he justifies it. You just believe it. He says to you, right, I'm a genie of attractiveness, and I can make you more attractive. Do you know this question?
No.
I can make you more attractive. What you have to do, you have to pay me a lump sum, and I will make you considerably more, or somewhat more attractive. He doesn't specify how much more. You say, all right, prove it. So he goes, you see this man in the street here? And there's a man, and he gets £1 off of him. And he clicks his fingers, and there's no difference. But your brain can tell there's somehow he is more attractive. Don't know whether it's an eyelash or whatever, but you're like, yeah, a little bit he is. Like, how? But here's the kicker. Once you give this genie some money, he will click his fingers. You will change or not change based on how much you give him. But if you like the results or not, you can't then give him more money. You can only give him one lump sum and see what you get, what happens. How much are you prepared to give the genie?
Is something definitely going to happen?
Whether or not,
Whether it's big or small.
say you give him £100, but other people have been giving him 10 million, and suddenly these girls are like, looking like Kylie Jenner and shit, right? Which I think the mainstream considers to be perfection, right?
Yeah.
£100 is fuck all in that context, right? However, you don't know the level, so £100 could get you looking like Zac Efron, right? So you don't know. But imagine, if you give him £100, he clicks his fingers, and then you've got a slight insecurity. Say you've got like a bit of a nag tooth or something. It's fixed, and you think, fuck me, I wish I'd give him a bit more because he could sort out these cheeks or these eyes or this hairline. Whatever your insecurities are in your head, whatever you consider to be attractive, you could become that person, but you don't know what money equates to what.
And he just comes out of nowhere. And
It don't matter how he got there. He's
Yeah.
a genie, mate.
I know, but it matters because then I'd look at the situation and go, well, look, he's just popped up in Bristol for no reason. He's not been at the Kardashian mansion now.
You don't know that. When you meet a genie, you don't go, where you been? You say,
I
what
don't
you
know. I
doing?
haven't met a genie before, Jack.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I mean, if it's an
imagine.
actual genie, and this is not like, I mean, if it was like a bloke in a genie costume, I'd have suspicions. But if it was like
Yeah.
a come out of a
Yeah.
lamp
Come out of a little
genie
lamp, yeah.
stuff, I'd be all
Um,
right, fair play. You've got my attention.
I
Go
don't. I don't think I'd have much of an issue with giving him a small amount, and then if something that I dislike changed a little bit, I wouldn't then probably go, oh, I should have given him more.
You would.
I'd
You'd
put-
kick yourself.
Only a small amount because I'd still be happy because I'd be like, fuck, that's sorted.
Yeah. But you would want more.
I don't have the same mouth as Alfie Days anymore. That'd be brilliant.
because I'd find that if I could fit, everyone wants to be at the peak of what they consider to be the most attractive thing. No?
Yeah, but you could do that yourself.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'd probably give him maybe 50 quid out of curiosity to see what happened. Or 20 quid, whatever I had in my wallet. I wouldn't go to the bank for it.
That's crazy.
You're next to a cash machine.
But when I was younger, I would have given him a lot more, I
Yeah.
think. But now I just don't care.
What did you answer?
I think I said £1,000.
I think I would have cared more in like high school and
Yeah.
sixth form kind of
I
time.
would still like to be
uni.
better looking, though.
I can see why. Yeah, no, I'd probably max 100 at the moment.
Anaya said £5,000.
Oh, she can't she?
What's your...
He said.
Oh, you said...
20, 50.
Yeah.
What
I
are you
thought-
saying?
I'd probably go up to 100.
Quid?
I don't have that much money.
Yeah, I know, but...
What about you, Jack?
Really think about putting some more in.
Yeah, but then I'd give him £1,000 and then not be able to pay rent next month. Like, what am I going to do there?
Yeah, but you'd be sexy.
Yeah.
Sexy doesn't
Stay
pay
around-
rent.
You
Yeah.
could stay around birds' houses because you'd be so hot.
Trying to say I can't do that now? Wow.
You could just then get a less attractive partner with a bit of money.
Then what's the point in being attractive if you're going to lower your standards?
I think there's a problem for your generation of attractiveness. I'll tell you why. I've been thinking about this recently. Is that when I was younger, no one really went to the gym. You'd go to the gym if you did a lot of, if you were doing a sport or something. But none of my mates would go to the gym and work out generally. Occasionally people would do a bit of running or something like that. But no one was regularly in the gym. Whereas now it seems everyone, is that correct-ish?
Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah.
seems to go to the gym and do this.
A lot of people are, yeah.
But I saw a guy a while ago, and he obviously went to the gym, did a lot of stuff, and it was when I took my daughter to Little Mix concert, and he was there with his girlfriend, and she wasn't attractive,
Right.
and I mean that in personality as well as appearance.
Right.
She didn't seem very nice. She kept moaning about him,
Mm.
and I think there's this inflation that's going on because if you were like in my generation, if you're the one guy who went to the gym, that'd obviously be great for you. But now everyone has to. You should all just get together, your generation, and go, should we just
Shall we all
sack it
not
off
bother?
and not bother? And then everyone's at the same level again. You'd have to go to the gym every week.
But not everyone would be at the same level, would they? Because you've got people who are more naturally pretty.
Yeah, but
Less
everyone's gone
competition.
down. So everyone's gone down a bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone's- So they're not buff either.
Yeah, but then the little ugly ones at the bottom of the pile are going to need
Yeah,
something.
but they're still relatively
Yeah, but you got
unattractive.
Yeah.
yeah.
They're still, yeah, because
The ones at the bottom of the pile aren't going any lower in this situation. It's
No.
the ones
Yeah.
really high that are coming down. So
True.
if anything, they've kind of raised in a sense.
True.
But that whole thing is like the issue with like Love Island and stuff.
Why
It's
do you
promoted.
think we care less about appearance as we get older?
Well, I think partly you sort of probably settle down a lot.
Yeah,
a lot of
the main
cases.
reason you care about appearance is for like to be with someone in the long run, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when you're older, you're married, you've got kids. Why do you care as much? You've already got the person you want to be with.
And also because things matter less. Once more and more horrific things happen in life,
Yeah.
or more serious things happen, then it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I don't really care about that anymore.
Yeah.
Thing.
Fair
Things
enough.
that would sort of bother you when I was younger. I just don't care now.
Fair.
So you do
Yeah.
$1,000.
Yeah.
I'd do 100,
50 quid.
50, 20.
Whatever's
Whatever I had
in
in my
the
wallet.
Yeah. Fair enough. After the break, we are going to answer some more hypothetical questions. So come back after this. Go on, get your fucking popcorn in your mouth and chew it and swallow it. That is the worst food to bring
We could
into
do like ASMR.
That's horrible. No one's like ASMR's like attractive.
Would you not masturbate
female-
to this?
I mean, I have.
I am.
Welcome back to JaackMaate's Happy Hour. Stevie's still munching on his popcorn.
I am.
Robbie's still here, and I'm going to jump straight in with this one. Again, another less depressing one. If you could learn any skill in the world without trying, like Matrix learning style, what would you pick? Any skill.
And when you learn it, it's perfect. Like you're top, top of the class.
Yeah, you're good. I've got 3 right off the top of my head, all very different.
I already play piano, but I'd like to be like an expert of it, like Ray Charles level.
Yeah? That would be one of mine.
I do piano,
Really?
guitar. I do one of those. Yeah, some
Yeah.
instrument.
Would it?
Yeah, I think so.
My other ones I thought of would potentially be to speak another language.
You just instantly know, like Spanish.
Yeah, Spanish is a bit of a sexy one, although I am ginger and pasty, so if I started rocking out with Spanish lines, I'm not going to impress anyone.
Or you're going to learn Gaelic.
I'd go, I don't know, I'd go like Japanese or something.
Okay.
Different.
Because you'd fit in there, you mean?
No, I just think,
I get what you're saying.
do you know what I mean? Something different.
I think with this question, you need to consider what the reason behind wanting to learn that skill is. Like,
Yeah.
if you're young and you're getting this, if you're getting this at like 18, going into a full-time job, you could be like, I'd like the skill of knowing how to throw a javelin, and you could suddenly be an
Cold
Olympian.
calling or something like that. Yeah, something
What?
better on the phone.
So,
So, like, as a young person, like growing up, needing to go for a full-time job, imagine just being like, cool, I'd like to be an expert at javelin throwing. You then live your life as an Olympian because you can be for Britain.
what
Throw a
about,
javelin.
so you said piano. How
Yeah.
about if I take that and I raise you football? You
Ah.
then become a footballer.
At my age,
Well, you're 26.
25.
How good are you getting? Are you getting
Yeah,
best in the
that's-
world sort of thing?
Am
Are
I
you
gonna
turning
start
into Leo
playing-
Messi, or are you
Or
turning
Nottingham
to
Forest.
Roy
Like,
Delap?
I guess so, because, well, playing football's a skill, isn't it? So it says if you could learn any skill in the world. Oh, it just says if
it
you could
doesn't say
learn
to
any
what,
skill.
I know how to play football. Not necessarily well,
Yeah,
but I know the skill.
Yeah.
So-
yeah.
And also, do you want to do something like I'm kind of a bit better at skiing,
Right.
but I'm already decent at skiing. So is it worth it to spunk your wish on getting a little bit better?
Probably not.
Or would you do
Or
something
should I
you've
go,
never
I'll
done
do something
before?
completely new?
I
like
imagine it's like Sims
surfing.
bars, isn't it? And we're all on a certain level of Sim bar.
Yeah.
And
So
then
you get a little bit more, or
but
you can just
fill,
suddenly know
fill up a
something
shit
new.
one. Yeah. My one is I like the idea. I don't like the effort that goes involved. That's why I
YouTube
haven't done it.
videos.
I like the idea of being able to box or fight.
Books.
Sorry, I hiccuped.
Oh,
Box. or
yeah,
fight.
martial art or something would be good.
Yeah.
Krav Maga. Or
Yeah,
something.
I don't know what that is.
I don't think
That's
I'd
like
get
the
enough out
mental
of it.
Israeli one, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
You got the bandana on.
Yeah.
Does he wear that?
For the Krav Maga,
Yeah.
I've never done it. I don't know.
Oh, is that not
Hence
a
him
person?
learning the skill.
It's what?
Is that not a
It's
No,
it's
no,
a
Krav
fight.
Maga's like a Israeli, I think. Sort of
Oh, I thought it was
martial
like
art
the
fight.
Israeli version of Jackie Chan, like Chaz
No,
Magar or whatever.
Chaz. Chaz. Yeah, I don't think I'd do a fighting one. I think it's just a bit unnecessary. Just belong.
So how many did you get? One, is it? Or 3 things?
One.
One.
He just thought of 3.
Okay. Maybe I would do skiing because I like skiing, but I'd learn all the tricks and stuff like that. Do like somersaults,
Flips
and
and
things, all
that.
the little flips.
You could then be an Olympian.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that'd be all right.
Acting.
Yeah.
Yeah, just imagine you just go from this and then suddenly be like, oh, I could be... like even if you get a low level, you could be not a low level, but like say you don't get to be like an Oscar winner, you could still do like West End and.
I
maybe
feel
stuff
like I'm
that.
already half decent at acting.
Yeah, you
Well,
are.
then you get to bonus it up a bit, push it up a bit.
7 seconds in Brotherhood. Can I get you anything else?
Stand-up comedy, like anything. Because the thing is with football is that you need to consider your age, and it's not going to last. Like, going to get to a point where, like, David James went bankrupt, didn't he?
Yeah.
It's like, so, like,
But he was never really any good. No, he was.
he was literally
Yeah.
England's #1 keeper.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean
that
anything.
doesn't say much.
Robert Greene.
Yeah, I think you need to do something that you can kind of consider as a lifelong thing, and then you also need to consider it being something that you'll enjoy doing as a job. I guess if you just want to do it for the sake of it, like skiing, you don't want a job as a skier, then yeah, fine, just learn it. But
So are you going piano?
if I could be at like the level of like Ray Charles, then yeah, in an instant.
And you're going skiing?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe guitar.
Just in
I'm gonna
general.
go guitar.
Guitar, piano, 2 instruments.
I really regret that. Oh, I don't want to do any. It's too much pressure.
I'll just stay as me.
I'm happy with me.
I'd quite like to be good at boxing. Because I'm shit. So, like, if I pick football, as you said, I can already play football to some level, whereas I don't know how to box, so I'd quite like to do that. If you could go back in time and be any age again for a month, what would you choose? And why? There's lots of different plausible outcomes. These are thinkers, so there's a lot of dead air, so I do apologise.
And when you go back to that age, are you exactly as you were at that age?
You can switch it up. You can go back. Say you go back to be 14. You haven't got, and you pick the certain week. Let's say you pick a month in history. You can go back, relive a month in history at a certain age, but you can do other things. But it doesn't mean you can't now like win the lottery or anything.
No.
You can just do other daily things that was plausible at that time.
Yeah.
It'd be quite good to go back to the single man days, wouldn't you? With the experience and knowledge of an older man.
That's good.
When you,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I was
we know
gonna
what I'm
say.
saying.
Yeah.
We know what I'm saying.
Lads.
Happily married, but we know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I probably would. Yeah, because that's all you're really going to get out of it at this point. Like, 'cause you're only doing it for a month. Like, you might as well go and what you need to consider is going back to the most fun possible month you could have. So mine would probably be 21, still at uni, went to Ibiza. Like, I can literally choose that time, and I was like, I could just make the most of that time whilst I was away and stuff like that.
We know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Ladies?
Did you not have any ladies when you were over there?
No,
Oh.
very alone.
If you had to
very
eat
alone.
one body part,
Of yours or?
no, of your own, or die an excruciatingly, is that a word?
Yep.
Painful death. What part would you eat?
I've actually eaten human before. I ate some placenta once.
How was
Did
that?
you?
It wasn't very nice, but to be fair, we overcooked it. Yeah, because we were having children,
Yeah.
and then one time we had home births because, well, the first time was an accidental home birth at home, and then the second two we thought we might as well just keep doing this because it's nice not to have to go out.
Yeah.
And then because you're having a home birth, they assume you're a bit of a hippie, so they said, and do you know what you're doing with the placenta? Or are you keeping the placenta? I went, yeah, because I'd rather say that if that was the wrong answer. I wasn't expecting the question.
Yeah.
So they went, okay, they gave us like a box of this placenta in. I thought, all right, we can fry this up. And so put it in the freezer. A bit later, we tried cooking it a bit. Because I thought, my worry was if I tasted human and like, what if it was amazing and I had a taste for human? Yeah.
What was it like?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't very nice, but because it was human, we like really cooked it, like burnt it.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it was just
Play it
very
safe.
chewy. Yeah.
How would you describe the taste of it?
Unpleasant. And also, you're eating placenta, so you sort of are feeling a bit rank. And it's like someone goes, "Oh, you're having liver." I'd go, "Oh, I don't
Yeah.
know." Yeah.
Liver's probably my least
You
favourite
hate
thing
it,
I've
don't
ever
you?
eaten. Yeah. What did it look like?
It's quite big.
Right.
Like, it's quite a big thing.
Yeah.
It's probably about that big, I reckon.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Like
quite,
a loaf
quite a
of
big
bread?
thing. Yeah. It does not look like a loaf of bread. It looks horrific. Yeah, I mean,
Does it?
it's not great, but you only get a limited number of chances to eat human legally, so you should take it.
When you say
I'd rather have eaten human than to not have eaten human and regretted
Yeah.
eating
Yeah.
human.
But now you regret eating humans.
No, I'm comfortable with my choices.
When you say body part, how big does it need to
It's
be?
got to be as big, let's say, right, as big as a fist.
Okay.
This is where you just say a fist then, because that's
No,
the
'cause that-
smallest.
Are you eating your own body part? So
Yeah.
then you have to live the rest of your life with only one hand.
Yeah, but then otherwise you're going to die an excruciatingly painful
what-
death.
Because I'd probably take a chunk out of my thigh.
Would you?
Really meaty. Not a lot of muscle in there. And then you could take a fist size and get on with life as if nothing had changed.
What about a kidney? I mean, I don't really like
Oh,
kidney.
yeah, you could
but
eat the
You
insides,
could
couldn't
keep
you?
your. You could eat the inside.
Hadn't considered that.
You could eat yourself inside out. Yeah, because a kidney you can still survive.
And I like a
It's-
steak and kidney pie.
It fits your fist size criteria.
Can you
Yeah.
mix it with other foods? Put it in a pie?
No.
Or you just
Pan
have to
fry it.
cook it, I imagine. You're
let
not going to get ill.
I'll let you fry it. I'll let you fry it.
It's like, do you remember that bloke in Germany? Was it Germany? I think it was that cannibal guy who found the bloke and cut his penis off and cooked it. I always thought about that. It'd be really annoying if you burnt that, wouldn't it? It's like someone went to the door and you went and got it and came back in and you'd ruined it because you must go to a lot of effort. It must be quite hard to find the bloke.
You
who
got
let
one
eat his
chance.
penis.
Did he kill the guy?
Well, the guy died, but he didn't. The guy was a willing participant in it.
What, and he died because he had his penis
I think
cut
he
off?
advertised. Yeah, he eventually
Bled out.
you just bleed to death. Yeah. But also, what if they had an argument about how you cook it? If the guy's penis was, well, I kind of thought we were going to lightly saute it with some onions. And the other guy doesn't like onions. And he's going, well, it's kind of my penis. But he goes, well, it's my advert, mate. And they'd have a little argument. And I don't know how much they chatted it through beforehand.
Yeah, that's fucking mental.
That was
So
a little bit different, though, isn't it?
If you lose a chunk of thigh, aren't you going to lose your thigh muscle?
No, on the inside.
You've,
the
you've definitely got muscles
Bum?
on the inside.
chunk of
Yeah.
your bum.
bum.
You're gonna
I don't
lose-
mind having a really flat bum.
Yeah, but you're gonna you've got muscles again.
You're losing
your
a
bum.
kidney.
Yeah, and I can live quite happily without a kidney. You're losing the ability to walk on two legs.
No.
If you rip out someone's glutes,
I reckon if you took a fist-sized amount out of one arse cheek, you'd be fine. Not fine. You'd hate
can you
it.
eat a lot beforehand? Can you spend a couple of months getting really fat?
Uh,
So it's-
Just so it's pure fat that
Yeah.
you're taking off.
No,
Just take a
it's-
chunk of my
it's-
belly.
It's now the death dog appears like that, and then he says, "Look, you're going to die an excruciatingly." I can't say the fucking words. Why do I keep going there? A painful death.
is it excruciating the death, or is it just painful? I want to know. Could you tell me?
Yeah, there's two different
Oh,
deaths.
it's excruciatingly painful.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
So you're
I'm going kidney. I'm going kidney. I think that's the
Yeah.
sensible choice.
Bum or thigh.
Yeah, I like your thinking.
Just the fattiest parts.
I like your thinking. I'm going to go bum.
Well, neither of you are walking, I reckon, because you're gonna.
Really?
At least we get to
fist-sized
munch on
thing-
each other's
A
bums.
fish-sized thing is gonna. You guys eat each other's asses. I'm gonna have a kidney out.
Again.
Friday night.
This
We're
has
in
not
London.
happened. This has not happened yet.
Would you accept a £30,000 a week? Oh, I don't like the numbers there. I'm going to change it. Would you accept a £100,000 a week job where you get paid to sit in a pitch black room and do nothing for 8 hours a day? Before you go in, you do whatever you want, mate. But you're in there 8 hours. You're doing it 5 days a week.
And you can't sleep. You can't.
No, 8 hours, sit there.
How long do you have to do the job for?
Well, if every month you choose to do it, you get 100 grand.
Is that 100 grand a week? Make your mind up.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
All right. That's
30 grand a week. 120 grand a month.
30 grand a week. 30 grand a week.
And you can quit whenever, or you're on a 3-month probation and you've got to stick around.
What's 30 divided by 5?
30 divided by 5, 6.
Yeah, so you'd be getting 6 grand a day for 8 hours. It's just under £1,000.
I reckon, yeah, it depends on how long you're forced to stick with this job.
No,
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do it till retirement, but I'd do it for 6 months. Yeah.
You would.
6 months,
Just sitting in a room. Yeah. Well, I'd do it for a few months.
what I'd like is a probation period.
You can do it for as long as you want.
So I'm going to do it for, do you have to say in advance how long? Or can you trial it and then go, actually, you know what, this is worth
That's quite good. You don't.
This
you,
is worth
you just
6
have
grand
to
a
say
day.
your set amount.
3 months. I reckon 300 grand out of it would be worth it.
Yeah.
I don't
Right.
think I could do much longer. I get
Yeah.
bored too
Get
easily.
yourself a house, can you?
How
Pay
about
for
this one then? If you could go into the room, it's all white. Let's say it's all white because apparently that can drive you insane. you get a grand. No, you get a grand for every hour you're in there.
Yeah.
How many consecutive hours are you gonna do?
Oh, so
But you have
could
to
stay in there.
Yeah, but you have to let's say sleep isn't a thing. Let's take sleep away.
And you don't get tired.
No, so it's like Black Mirror shit. You're just there, nothing on. You can't hear anything, can't do anything. But you have to set the amount before you enter the room, and you have to
And you're
fulfill
stuck.
it. Yeah.
With the risk of going crazy?
Let's say you don't go crazy, but you can feel all the other emotions like boredom,
Hunger?
nausea, like stuff like hunger.
And you're not allowed to eat.
You don't die. You don't need sleep. You're just a vessel, really. You're just sat there with your thoughts. You don't need any of the. You don't even need to go to the toilet.
Again, you're just describing my life, just an empty vessel sat there doing nothing. I do 24 hours.
Would you?
Yeah.
A day.
20
A day.
24 hours, 24K.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably round it up 25, just because that'd bother me.
You?
I would like to. Yeah, a day's good.
Yeah.
I'd do a day.
I couldn't do much more.
I couldn't.
I get bored so easily.
Yeah, 24 hours is still going to be fucking horrific.
That'd be vile.
There's a YouTuber called Vsauce who's. Have you heard of him?
I've heard of him, yeah.
He did an experiment where he went into a white room for 3 days, and it wasn't all white. It was. Everything was white, but he had a bed. He could sleep. He had toilet roll, toilet, stuff like that, but there was nothing else. It was just all white. And he done 3 days. And after I can't remember, you'll have to go watch it. It's on Vsauce's YouTube Red series. And after a few hours, he was like, it had been 3 hours. He was like, he had a little vlog camera in there as well. And he was like, okay, so I think it's been about 10 hours now. And it was it'd been 3. And then by the time but I think a day and a half had gone by. And he went in on the Friday night and had to come out on the Sunday night. A day and a half had gone by. And he was like, I think they're going to be opening that door in any minute now. And he was only halfway through his thing. And he was like, so time must go so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it would.
It's a weird concept.
I struggle to do train journeys. If my phone died and I've got no music and I'm just sat on a train like that, I really struggle.
Really?
Yeah, I just can't handle just be sat there. I have to try and hope someone starts talking so I can just listen to their conversation. So if you're ever near me on a train, I am listening.
Okay, if you could ask your future self from the year 2030 one question, what would it be?
When do I lose my virginity?
What if he says, not yet?
Oh,
Fingers crossed soon.
so little 36-year-old
Well, I mean,
me.
can you use
Fucking hell, 11 years. When I said 2030, I thought it was 30 years away, mate.
how
You are
Brexit sorted
so-
or something like that?
Yeah.
See, don't trust his maths.
Shit. Well, I'd just pick a sporting event in the near future and bet heavily on it, I think.
Would you?
Yeah, that'd be the
Yeah.
obvious thing, wouldn't it? Are we assuming the one in advance can't use the internet or anything, so it needs to be from memory?
Yeah.
So imagine asking yourself, going, "Oh yeah, who won this game between Man City and Liverpool?" And they just go, "It was 11 years ago. Why would I remember that?"
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
So
but what you do is you just say who's going to win the World Cup, next World Cup.
Yeah, but I
Yeah, but-
can't remember. half
yeah,
the
from
time.
imagine going, "Oh, who won the 2004 year?" Oh, it's Greece, isn't it? The really easy
Yeah, but
one.
between now and 2030, there's only 11 years. That's only 2 more World Cups.
I
guess,
forget
but then you
football
got
matches
Euros
I went
and
to,
stuff.
that I'll have been to. I'll forget the score now. I think I might be dying. I remember not the last World Cup, but the one before. I remember it got to. There's an advert on TV for Sports Person of the Year. It said we need to run down the World Cup, and I was thinking, I can't remember who won the World Cup. That was six months out, and I watched every game in the tournament.
And then the other thing you need to consider is the World Cup, the odds on a good team winning is something shit 10-1. So you'd need a substantial amount of money to put on that to make it worth betting on as well.
Yeah, but you would though, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
You'd
got to
save
that-
up because you'd know in advance. But if you could ask something more specific, like Liverpool Tottenham Champions League final, I'd probably remember that because it's such a big thing. I'd probably say what was the score, who scored, and then you can do a really niche specific bet. So I'd just like to think myself in 11 years would remember that.
Do you think this is a really weird question? You haven't got to go through them, but do you think you could name the last 6 winners of the World Cup
No.
in order from most recent to
No.
past?
No, I can. I'm thinking about the previous World Cup, the one before the last one in Brazil. I'm genuinely trying to think. Did Germany win it?
Germany.
Yeah.
Germany won it.
France,
Gertz
Germany, Spain.
Yeah, Gertz scored right at the end, didn't he?
Yeah,
And
against Argentina.
Yep.
Yeah.
in
And
extra
who were
time.
the other semi-final team? Brazil, Germany spanked. Who's the other one? Belgium? No.
Brazil, Germany, Argentina,
France, maybe.
France. It's boring
Yeah,
for the
okay.
listeners,
Yeah.
but
That's
it's just,
what I mean. You can't remember.
no.
Yeah, I guess you can.
Here's a weird question. I was listening to a good podcast that you guys should check out if you haven't already. I think it was called Serial.
Yeah.
Like the murder one.
Yeah. It's
not-
like
Oh, they just talk about Rice Krispies. That's brilliant.
yeah, it's quite a retro recommendation.
Yeah, it's
Like,
yeah.
I've seen this new show. It's called
No,
I'm Alan Partridge.
yeah. It's like 8 years old or something, isn't
You
it?
heard the new Beatles album?
Yeah. No, because I think they're doing a new series of it.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah.
I could be
yeah.
wrong. But
Yeah, the first series is excellent.
yeah. And it was about. Well, I'm not going to tell you what it was about, but basically, some guy got accused of murdering some other girl. But the detective asked the guy, "What was he doing last Wednesday?" or something like that, and he couldn't name what he was doing. So here's a thing. You got 30 seconds from now. What did you have for breakfast last Thursday?
I don't eat breakfast.
Oh, prick! Last Thursday, you were 5
I'm trying
seconds
to think
into it.
what I was
Yeah,
doing last Thursday.
It's tricky. You're now on 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Stevie, what did you eat for tea last Monday? That's your question. Go. Robbie's halfway through. Got
I
15
can't check my calendar to see what I was doing. that
No,
day.
you can't. You just
No.
got to think. And the listeners out here are trying to think what they had.
I had a pizza from the famous, not the famous, is that the famous cook? Where do we go?
Monday.
It was after the podcast, wasn't it?
That's what you have to do. You have to associate life events to work out what you're doing.
I can tell you,
Oh, 32 seconds.
I
left.
didn't have any breakfast because I went straight to film Golf with Tubes. And Steve said, well, and I remember that because I remember what I was doing last Wednesday night because I scored at Stamford Bridge.
That's
So
exactly how you
I
do
can
it.
remember, and I remember I had to go home early because I was getting up the next day. So yeah,
Oh.
The
you
only
just gotta
reason that you
remember one
remember
thing happened and then work around. From
Yeah,
there.
exactly. You'd never remember such a mundane question. But if you then think of the day, think of what you did that day,
Yeah.
you have to work your way back to it.
But this journalist was like asking this, or this detective was like asking this guy what he did last Wednesday. He was like, I don't know. And it came across really vague, like he was lying. But
But it's actually
It's
harder
hard.
to think about.
Yeah.
yeah, so listeners, here's one for you. What did you do for lunch? Last Saturday. There you go. Think of it. It's
Let
hard.
us know in the comment.
Yeah, let us know if you thought.
Engagement.
Yeah, very very good. We'll do two more, then we'll finish. If your girlfriend and your mother changed bodies, and the only way to get them back to normal is to have sex with one of them, who do you choose?
Welcome to a week in Norwich.
So again, your girlfriend
And your mum
yeah.
have swapped bodies.
So the whole thing is basically trying to say you can assume your girlfriend's the more attractive one, obviously, because you fancy it, but then you have to live knowing your mum has kind of had sex with you in a way, mentally.
You don't have to have sex with either of them, but they'll continue to have that body.
Then you just dump your girlfriend, wouldn't you? Yeah, my mum's well on now. Well, you would, wouldn't you? Because that's your girlfriend.
So there's an option to not do either.
No, you have
Yeah.
to do one.
You have to do one.
To swap the bodies back.
Oh, right. That's what swaps the bodies back.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
right. Okay.
Freaky Friday would have been a much better film.
I would bang my girlfriend who looks like my mum. I guess I can just pretend it's someone else.
But then you'd spend the rest
Which
of
I'd
your
obviously
life.
never do.
Yeah.
You'd spend the rest of your life knowing you've slept with your mum in a sense. It's a mental one.
But it's
isn't
better
it?
than actually sleeping with your mum.
Yeah, but
It's like
that's the thing. Are you like it's such a mental thing because you'll still sound and look like your girlfriend. It's just you know.
I don't think this one's
inside-
going to be your mum's favourite podcast.
Mum, I'm not gonna fuck you. Not again.
Are we at an hour yet?
My mum literally listens to all of these.
It's
No.
like that question I think I had when I was back at school. It's like, would you have sex with your mum, or every time you have sex for the next 5 years, your mum watches in the corner?
Why are your teachers asking those questions?
I'd go for that and just not have sex for 5 years.
Really?
I guess
Wouldn't
yeah,
be a
that's an
massive
option.
difference.
I
Monetized.
I had a I had a girlfriend who I was for 2.5 years.
Bragging.
And I'm alone now. And I remember this because it was like the funniest situation that happened. I went for tea with my mum and her, and we got back and instantly went upstairs and did the naughty.
Instant.
No, the reason it's instant.
Oh, see ya.
No, the reason it's instant is important to this because
What if your mum hears this?
because she heard it. This is the whole point of it. We got back straight upstairs, did the naughty, me and the girlfriend, not me and my mum. And then as soon as it finished, I picked up my phone and had a message from my mum saying something like, "Did you not want your food to settle first?"
Oh no.
It was, honestly, I looked at it and was like,
I thought you was going
oh
to say
my God.
because you just had your food and then you went and done it. I thought your mum was going to text you saying, "Did you enjoy that?" And then she meant the food.
Yeah, mum, she was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got that text and was like, fuck, that's so uncomfortable.
What
Yeah.
was it?
Yeah, I'd kind of laugh it off. I always make jokes like that around my mum now because it's just like, jokes. Like, I wouldn't be serious. Be like, oh, mum, you should have seen this girl. I just fucking, oh.
Oh dear, Robbie, have you got any questions, hypothetical questions to finish this podcast on?
Oh. You can edit out the pause. I just think which one, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. You know what, I'll tell. Can I give you a how much money one would you have to be paid?
Yeah.
This is because we've got a few of these. Okay. So, how much would you have to be paid? There's one Tuesday I was discussing. A while ago, to live in a service station for a year. So it's a service station near Blackpool. This one in particular,
Right.
and you have to go there. You're not allowed out the building. You've got a little bed in a room at the back, but you can't hang out in that room. You have to spend all your waking time in the foyer thing. You have to eat from any of the shops and the services.
Oh, so there's multiple shops. I thought you meant like a petrol station.
No, like
Burger King and
Cherwell
stuff like that.
Valley or one of those
Right.
Watford Gap services.
The money you get, do you have to use that within the service station as well, or is that
If you
everything's
stay
free?
for the year, everything's free. If you leave early, you have to pay
Oh,
back.
that's even worse. Like one
And
of
you
those.
can't step out the door. You can stand in the doorway to get a bit of sun with the opening up automatic doors. You can't walk outside at all.
A lot of
Oh.
service stations are really depressing, aren't they?
That's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd get really fat as well because you're constantly on stuff like Burger King. and
But I
whatnot,
eat
aren't
that
you?
all the time anyway.
Yeah, but then you can run. You can't go for runs there.
You can run
You're not allowed
round
out.
the
Yeah, run
place.
round it, but you look mental.
Yeah, I was
look
gonna say a
mental.
lot of people would be in there.
What? That's a tricky one. What? So I can't do my YouTube channel.
You can do it from within the services.
So I got my laptop and everything, my phone.
You've got
Yeah,
your
but
own
you have to
bedroom.
connect via 4G or something. There's no Wi-Fi in the services.
Oh, they usually have open cloud ones though, don't they?
Well, okay, if they've got it, then you can.
Pick your service station smartly.
I'd say
It's up in Blackpool as well. It's not near the house. Because first of all, people come visit you. But after a while, there's going to be weeks that'll pass. It's not like it's your mates or just down the road. They'll pop into the services.
oh, that'd
You're
be
right out of the
so
way.
boring.
It's lo-
I'm gonna shoot it way higher than you probably imagine. I'm gonna say $500,000.
I think that's quite low.
Do you?
I reckon we could raise this.
Yeah.
We got like 1 million YouTube subs.
Yeah.
All they've got to chuck in is like 50 pence each.
If you could raise £500,000, I would live in a service station for a year.
Let's get a GoFundMe
There we go.
going. We can. This. I'm shocked. I thought you were going to say like 4 mil or something. I'm shocked by this.
I think we could actually sort
genuinely
this.
think there's a possibility we could raise £500,000. All it takes is some wealthy benefactor.
To hear
Ricky
that.
Gervais has listened to this. Get everyone, just put a bit down.
But how are you going to
Matt,
get
you can match funding.
how are you going to get people who run the service station to agree?
Don't worry about it, mate. I will sort it. I will.
I reckon it's
'Cause
doable.
The publicity, they'll love it. Get a little office out the back or something.
I do think that's.
I think we can
Fiona
do
would
this.
hate you.
You've
She
got
could-
to do this now. If we raise the money, you've got to do it.
She could come stay over, couldn't she?
Yeah, occasionally.
can't
She's
stay
not allowed to
over.
stay.
You could have sex with her in the toilet.
Oh, yeah, 'cause you're not allowed in your bedroom
She can't
during the
come to
day.
your room. No.
Yeah, $500,000.
There we go.
Right, let's get.
I would have got
going.
at least $1 million, yeah.
Would you?
Then again, I ain't got many friends anyway.
That's a year of your life, and then you can buy a fucking 5-bedroom house in Norwich. Norwich.
I've got half a
sold,
million.
yeah.
Where do I want to live? Yeah, no, mil. 1 mil.
I think $500,000's well low.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't think it is.
You cheap bastard.
But, like, you're missing. Just the other things that you won't be able to do. Your mates go, oh, we're going to go this thing. I can't. I live at a service station this year.
Yeah, but then after that year, I'm going to be like, I've got $500,000 in the bank.
Your friends might have given up
Yeah.
on you by then. And then they'll only come back for the money.
They won't.
What if you get a phone call? Oh, isn't brilliant? West Ham got the Champions League final this year. I've got some tickets. Do you want to come? Something like that.
West
do
Ham
it.
won't get Champions League final.
That's the bit of this that you think is implausible. They're living in a service station.
Oh dear. Right.
It's the end of this podcast.
What's yours, a mil?
Oh no, I don't.
What
Yeah, a meal. Yeah, I did it for a meal.
You've got kids involved.
Yeah,
That's why it's
that's
lower.
it. Yeah, I'd pay a meal.
There we go. On that note, I think we'll leave there. This has been JaackMate's Happy Hour. Robbie, thanks for joining us again.
It's been a pleasure. Best day of my life.
It was a bit bleak in parts, but we got through it. I hope you guys at home enjoyed it. If you are listening on iTunes and Spotify or wherever you get your pods, head over to YouTube and vice versa. Some of these clips go up on YouTube while the full episodes are already out. You have to wait a week later to see the full YouTube version. So if you can't wait, head over, download it on iTunes. And
Check out
Spotify.
the Twitter as well, because we'll always post when stuff goes up.
Yeah,
so you'll never miss out on it.
We're almost on 10k on Twitter, so go to @Jack's Happy Hour, double A's in Jack's. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Hypothetical. See you later.
Bye.